Okay, so today I want to talk about how to get to a sub 17 minute 5K, a detailed 12-week training program. Now, you or your athletes who you might be coaching might be at 17:30 right now, or some where you might have one or two, and the next short-term goal is sub 17, or you may have a little bit of a longer-term goal with you or some of your athletes being around 18 minutes and wanting to kind of chart a path on how to get to sub 17 minutes, which should be, one of the steps in the near future. Okay, so just as an FYI, I will be putting out a sub 16-minute video and a sub 15-minute training plan as well. So click the subscribe button and click the bell next to it if you want to know when it comes out. Okay, they will be posted. They will be out within the next week, both of them, on separate videos. If you also want to know the right training paces, and how do you determine the right training paces for runs, workouts, and so on to help you get from 17:30 to 17 or 18 minutes to 17 and so on, click the subscribe button as well. I will attach a 1 mile time trial video in the description. I will also attach how to set the right training paces based on the 1 mile time trial video in the description as well. So be sure to watch them and watch the entire video, just like this one. Don't watch the first minute or the last minute, okay? I don't want you missing valuable information because it's important all the way through. I break down everything for you. I give you all the specifics. It's the same thing as a coach giving you a workout. You're not going to just do the last piece of the workout and expect to be fit and ready, right? This is the same approach. I'd rather you be over-prepared than under-prepared. And if you're watching this video, I think you should watch the whole entire thing because I don't want you missing any important details, okay? So with that said, those videos will be in the description below, and look at my other training videos on my channel as well. So click that subscribe button and click the bell next to it, okay? So let's get to the details here, okay? Again, it's a 12-week program. I have it broken down into 3 blocks of 4 weeks each. Each 4 weeks I introduce a little bit of a new stimuli because it takes about 3 to 4 weeks for the body to adapt. It's called periodization. Physiologically, 21 to 28 days for the body to adapt to a certain training stimulus, okay, before you start introducing the next thing. That's why it's important to kind of lay out training ahead of time if you can, or schedule the races and build the training around it. And just as an FYI, if you're training and recovering and doing all the things that you need to do all along, then there's no need to make drastic changes in the last week or two of the season in hopes of some magical breakthrough or some peak. If you're doing the right things, your performance will be there when you need it to be the most. And if you're doing the right things all along and using periodization, you'll be peaking when you need to be peaking. Okay, you'll be in peak form because you have about a 6 to 8 minute window, a 6 to 8 week window of maximum peak racing fitness. And if you want to be there either in the championship season or your goal races, then it's important to break down your training appropriately and phase things in and phase things out appropriately. The last thing you want to do is do too much of this and ignore that and then not have something you need when it counts the most. So just as an FYI, but let's get to the details now, okay? Week 1, okay? And again, before I start, you maybe have a high volume philosophy or a low volume philosophy. This is just broke down. I break this down to give you a template that you could either follow or modify to create your own plug-in races, plug-in workouts that you may feel a little bit more beneficial. But this is a plan that I've used. Every video that I have is a plan that I've used for my athletes with success. Obviously, there's an individualized component to whichever athlete I'm coaching, but utilizing this template, this is a template that'll give you a path to achieving that's sub 17. All right. So week 1, 6 miles. Okay. Week 2. On Tuesday. 6 miles on Monday. Tuesday, 3 mile warm up. Could be a 2 mile, whatever. I like 3 miles. Then you do 2 by 200 meter, just at a cruise pace with an equal jog recovery, because what it does is it gets the heart rate up before the workout. If you can do, a cruise rep or 2 before workout to help get your heart rate up, especially if you have a workout where you have established paces, that'll help you lock into the paces that you want to run prior to the workout. So if you have 6 times 1,000, you don't want to use the first 1 or 2 thousands to try to find your pace. Okay, by doing something like that, it helps you lock into the pace so that you can achieve the maximum benefit of the workout, take full advantage of every single rep. So after those 2 by 200s at tempo pace, and this is the tempo pace based on sub 17 minute 5K, is about 342 to 345 per 1,000. So it's about 555 to 6 minutes per mile. Okay, just as an FYI, and this is using an equivalency and a running calculator. That's how I come up with this number. That's the pace you want to work towards. So if you're not there yet, if you're at 18, obviously there's a little bit of a different pace, which is why I encourage you to watch how to set the appropriate training paces, and you'll know how to get from there to here. Okay? So again, those two at tempo, and then you can do a 1 mile time trial. If you're going to do a 1 mile time trial, I highly encourage you to have about 6 to 8 or 10 weeks of base running prior to that. Okay? So think about this as you're either training for the fall or you're training for the spring or so on and so forth, and you're using either the summer or the winter as a base building period. Okay? Doing a 1 mile time trial after a base period is a little bit more of an accurate indicator of your real fitness, and it tells you the data is a lot more accurate. Okay, so after your 1 mile time trial, take about 6 to 8 minutes. Then you're going to do 4 by 200 meters with a jog equal recovery at 5K pace. Okay, which will be your current 5K pace based on your 1 mile time trial. Okay, 3 mile cool down. 8 miles on Wednesday, 7 miles on Thursday, just recovery runs. Okay, and then Friday we're going to come back and do 6 miles and then 6 by 200 meter with a jog equal recovery at 3K pace, which in this case is about 39 to 40 per rep. So you'll be working towards those numbers. Right? Then a 9 mile rolling long run on Saturday and an off day on Sunday. I have consistent off days every other week in this program, and I have a cross-train day every other week to give you an alternative, but feel free to substitute that with a run day as well. It's completely up to you as a coach or an athlete. Week 2, Monday 6 miles, and it's a consistent easy day on Monday. They kind of start the week off in a low-pressure manner. You can even do strength and core work on Monday, but I like to kind of do a workout on the second day of the week. So Tuesday, 3 mile warm-up, drills and strides. Okay, that's what the D/S stands for, drills and strides. 1,000 meter rep at tempo pace, so 1,000 meter rep at 342 to 345 to get the heart rate up. Okay, if you get the heart rate up, then you start doing the body of the workout. You get a lot more of an aerobic and a VO2 and a threshold benefit when you do it that way. Okay, you take a 5-minute recovery after that 1,000 meter tempo rep. Then 8 by 100 meter uphill runs. Okay, focusing on good form, obviously leaning into the hill, driving your knee up, pumping your arms. Okay, then you can do a jog down recovery, nice and easy. And when you get to the bottom, right back up. 3 mile cool down. Wednesday 8 miles and then 4 by 100 meter strides with a jog equal recovery. Okay, cross train day on Thursday. Friday 6 miles and then 8 by 200 meter reps with a 100 meter jog at 5K pace. So in this case, is 40 to 41 per rep. Okay, closer to 41. Okay. 9 mile rolling long run on Saturday. 4 miles easy, flush out the legs on Sunday. Week 3, 6 miles easy on Monday. Tuesday, 3 mile warm up, drills and strides, another 1,000 meter tempo. Okay, at that pace. 5-minute recovery, active recovery. Then you're going to do 10 by 100 meter uphill, so we're adding 2 reps to the week before. Okay, a little progression with a jog down recovery, same focus, 3 mile cool down. 8 miles on Wednesday with 5 by 100 meter strides now, and we added the stride to that, the jog equal recovery. Okay, 7 mile run on Thursday. Friday 6 miles, 5 by 300 meter reps with a 100 meter jog at 3K pace, which is 59 to 60 per rep. About 78 to 80 by 4 on a 400 meter pace. That's what it comes out to. 9 mile rolling long run on Saturday, and on Sunday, an off day. Okay, you get your every other Sunday off day. Week 4, 6 miles on Monday. Tuesday, 3 mile warm up, drills and strides. 1,000 meter at tempo on the same pace. 5-minute recovery, active, and then 8 by 200 meter uphill runs now. So we went from hundreds to 200s. Okay. Jog equal down recovery, same exact focus. Okay, the hill's not going to be super duper steep. It's just going to be a nice uphill that you can run. You know, you're probably going to be averaging between mile pace maybe, or a little bit slower than mile pace when you're accelerating up those hills. Could be even closer to 3K pace, but that's okay. The focus is on getting the heart rate up, accelerating hard up the hill, maintaining good form. Okay, and a consistent stride pattern, and then jogging down. Okay, and then 3 mile cool down. 8 miles on Wednesday, cross-train day again on Thursday. Friday, 6 miles, 8 by 200 meters on the flat with a jog equal recovery at 3K pace, which is 39 to 40 per rep. Okay. Saturday, 11 mile rolling long run, so we've increased the long run a little bit. And then Sunday at 4 miles easy. So if you notice this first 4-week block, we just established a consistent pattern, a consistent type of schedule. Okay, easy day on Monday, workouts Tuesdays, and then with some speed development component on Friday to complement the Tuesday workout. Okay, while we build a long run and start to increase the long run's over a rolling area. For the most part, if you have it available to you, it's a great way of building strength. Okay, so consistent pattern. That's the first 4 weeks. So I'm going to take this down now, and we'll get to the next 4 weeks now, and then you'll notice some differences. Okay, we start to add some different things and make some slight modifications in the training. Okay, now let's put this up a little bit. There we go. All right, so week 5, the same consistent easy run on Monday. That's going to be a constant easy run on Monday. 6 miles. Tuesday, warm up 3 miles, drills and strides, 1,000 meter at tempo. Okay, same exact pace as before. 8 by 200 meter uphill runs to complement what we did the week before, but now we're going to add 4 by 200 meters on the flat afterward with an equal jog recovery at 3K pace. 39 to 40 per rep. 3 mile cool down, okay, to get you turning over after running the hills. Get the legs back into rhythm, okay? 8 miles with 4 by 100 meter strides with an equal jog recovery on Wednesday. 7 miles on Thursday. Friday, 3 mile warm up, drills and strides. Now we're going to do a 3 mile tempo, okay, at 5:55 to 6 minutes per mile. All right, and then a 3-minute recovery. Okay, then we're going to do 4 by 300 meter efforts with a 100 meter jog at 5K to 3K pace. Okay, which is 61 to 59 per rep, and then a 3 mile cool down. All right, so now we're adding some speed development after a tempo to get you turning over when your legs are already fatigued. Okay, to simulate kicking at the end of the race. All right, and then an 11-mile rolling long run on Saturday, off day on Sunday. So notice we've got 2 workouts a week now instead of 1 in speed development. That's the next component of progression. Week 6, 6 miles on Monday. Tuesday, warm up 3 miles, drills and strides. Now we're going to do 2 by 200 meter with a jog equal recovery at 5K pace. Because what we're going to do is we're going to run a 3K at your goal 5K pace and see how close you are in terms of fitness, which will be, in this case, 10:20 to 10:22 is the 17-minute barrier. So we're going to get as close to that as possible, depending on where your fitness is. And then we're going to do, excuse the fire truck, I'm going to have a 6 to 8 minute recovery, active recovery always, and then 6 by 400 meter with a 200 meter jog at 3K pace, which is 80 to 78 per rep, 3 mile cool down. All right, 8 miles on Wednesday, cross train day on Thursday. Okay, we're always going to run the day after a workout to kind of flush out the legs. Okay, 3 miles, 3 mile warm up on Friday after your cross train day on Thursday, drills and strides, 2 by 200 meter. Again, a threshold pace, all right, which is slightly faster than your tempo pace, okay? And then now we're going to do 5 by 1,000 meter at threshold, okay, which is with a 1-minute recovery. In this case, it's 3:41 to 3:38, so it's slightly faster than that tempo pace. So the 200s will be at this pace and not the tempo pace, all right? So it'll be 3:41 to 3:38 per rep with a minute recovery. And then 5 by 100 meter on the flat afterward, jog equal recovery for turning over, and the legs are fatigued, 3 mile cool down, okay? Threshold training is great, just as an FYI, because it allows you, it's a non-invasive way of doing a lot of volume, and if you're doing 5 times 1,000, let's say with a race pace with a 3-minute recovery, you might need an extra recovery day, whereas you can do 5 to 6 times 1,000 or 7 times 1,000 at threshold pace and have a day less recovery, maybe 48 to 72 days where you can come back to a race or another workout. It's a very non-invasive way of increasing your threshold capacity while getting in good volume of training, okay? So 11-mile rolling long run on Saturday, 4 miles on Sunday, okay? Week 7, 6 miles Monday, 3 mile warm-up on Tuesday, drills and strides, then we're going to go back to a 1,000 meter rep at tempo pace, all right, with a 5-minute recovery, and then 6 by 400 meter uphill runs. So we're getting longer on the hills now. Jog equal recovery, and then we're going to come back to the flat and do 2 by 400 meters on the flats with a 1-minute recovery at 5K to 3K pace, so it's about 82 to 78 per rep. 3 mile cool down. 8 miles and a 4 by 150s with a jog equal recovery on Wednesday, speed development component. Thursday, 7 miles, Friday, 3-mile warm-up, drills and strides, 2 by 200 meter with a jog equal recovery at tempo pace. Then we're going to do a 3.5 mile tempo, so we added a half mile to the tempo from 2 weeks prior. Okay, at the same exact pace, 5:55 to 6 minutes per mile. Okay, which is about 20 seconds slower, approximately, than what you would, or 30 seconds slower than what you need per mile to achieve your tempo. To achieve your sub 17 per mile pace, sub 17 5K pace. So again, it's 5:55 to 6 minutes per mile, 3-minute recovery afterward, then 5 by 300 meter with a 100 meter jog at 3K pace, which is 58 to 58 to 59 per rep. Okay, and then a 3-mile cool down. 13-mile long run, so we've added a little bit to the long run. Rolling long run on Saturday, off day on Sunday. All right. Week 8, Monday 6 miles, Tuesday 3-mile warm up, drills and strides, 1,000 meter at tempo again. 5-minute recovery, then 6 by 400 meter uphills again, but a jog equal down recovery. But now we're going to go 4 by 400 meters on the flats afterward with a minute recovery at 5K to 3K pace. So again, it's 82 to 78 per rep. Okay. 3-mile cool down. 82 per rep, essentially what you need to get that 17-minute 5K. 78 per rep. And it's about 5:12 pace, which is equivalent for your 3K. Okay. 8 miles on Wednesday, cross-train day on Thursday, 3-mile warm-up on Friday, drills and strides. Then we're going to do 2 by 200 meters with a jog equal recovery at threshold pace. All right. And then 5 by 1,200 meters now with a 75-second recovery. The longer the reps get, a little bit more recovery will add to it. At threshold pace, so in this case it's 426 to 423 per rep. And then 4 by 200 meters afterward with a jog equal recovery at 3K pace to mile pace, which is 39 to 36 per rep. And a 3-mile cool down. So let's say you're doing 6 times 1,000 and you're doing 5 times 1,200. Overall, it's the same volume, 6K, but as the threshold reps get longer, you're spending more time in the key threshold zone, so you get more benefit to the workout. But ideally, the recovery component is going to change a little bit along the way. It's going to get slightly longer, but it's going to be a lot shorter than you would do with a 3-minute recovery. And obviously, if you're doing a VO2 max or race pace rep, the recovery would probably be 2.5 minutes or 3 minutes. So this serves a little bit of a different purpose, but at the same time, you get the same benefit. Okay, and 13-mile rolling long run on Saturday, and then 4 miles easy on Sunday. Okay, so this phase here, we've added 2 workouts a week. We've added some tempo running and threshold running, and some acceleratory work at the end of the workout to get you turning over when your legs are fatigued. This is essentially the most intense phase of the training. And let's say we're using, again, a 12-week track season or a 12-week cross-country season, just as an example. Okay, so let's take this one down now. And let's go to the last 4 weeks. All right. We're putting in the finishing touches, and you'll notice there aren't drastic changes, like I said. The recovery is incorporated into the training already. Okay. And cross-training day is also another lower impact day, but again, you substitute that as you need to with running if you want to. And again, modify these programs or this program any way you need to based on your if you're the athlete, whether it's your job, your lifestyle, your training environment, and the same thing applies to your athletes. You make it work for you and the athletes you're working with, but at least it gives you a good template that you could follow. Yeah. So week 9, 6 miles on Monday. Tuesday, 3-mile warm-up drills and strides, 2 by 200 meter at tempo with a jog equal recovery. Like I said, I always do that 1,000 meter tempo rep or 2 by 200 meter tempo reps. Just to get the heart rate up and get the body moving. Now we're going to do a little bit more race-based specific stuff, okay? 2 sets of 1,200, 800, 400, okay, which totals 3 miles of total running. 1,200, then 2,000 meters, and 2,400 meters. 2 minutes after the 1,200, a minute 30 after the 800, and then 6 minutes in between the sets. The 1,200s are done at 5K pace. The 800s at 3K pace, and the 400s at mile pace. So you get progressively faster, and then you repeat this set again. Okay. Now we start incorporating more hard running into the training. All right, and then a 3-mile cool down. 8 miles, 5 by 50s afterward strides. 7 miles, that's Wednesday. Thursday, 7 miles. Friday, warm up 3 miles, drills and strides, 2 by 200 meter jog equal at tempo pace. All right, And then you're going to do a 4-mile tempo run at 5:55 to 6 minutes per mile. 4-minute recovery, and then we're going to run one 600-meter effort hard. Okay, faster than 5K pace, closer to 3K pace, even faster if you can, with a 3-mile cool down. Okay, that helps simulate running the last part of the race hard, not waiting until the last 100 meters or 200 meters. Sometimes you may, if you're in a race and you want to start moving and you feel good, you start moving, further out, especially if you're in a race where there's people in there that have good kicks. It's a good way of taking this thing out of some of those kicks by starting a longer kick. All right, and this also, the fitter you are, the easier that'll become to do. Okay, 13-mile rolling long run on Saturday, off day on Sunday. Week 10, we're almost there. 6 miles on Monday, Tuesday, 3-mile warm-up drills and strides, 2 by 200 meters with a jog equal recovery at tempo pace. 2 sets now of 4 by 800. Okay, the first set's going to be a threshold pace with a 1-minute recovery. Okay, and then you're going to take six minutes in between the sets, and then the second pace, okay, you're going to do a goal 5K pace. Okay, so goal 5K pace for a 17-minute 5K with a 2-minute recovery. So the first set's at threshold, the second set's at 5K pace. You go 5K pace. Okay, the recoveries are different, so keep that in mind. So the first set is, and the second set's obviously going to be faster than the first, but this is a great way of incorporating or infusing threshold and race pace running. It's kind of a hybrid workout. It allows you to kind of transition over without feeling like you have to go fully anaerobic, which 800s aren't anaerobic anyway, but this is a great way of incorporating both without compromising any fitness on the aerobic and the threshold end or the VO2 max end, while preparing you for the more aggressive racing that's going to be going on. Okay, 3-mile cool down. 8 miles and 4 by 100s with a jog equal recovery on Wednesday. Cross-train day Thursday. Friday, 3-mile warm-up drills and strides. 2 by 200 meters at threshold, jog equal recovery. Get the heart rate up. Then we're going to do 3 times a mile at threshold. Okay, that same pace that you ran thousands and the 1200s at, so which is 550 to 553 per mile. And then after that, we're going to run one 500-meter effort hard at the end to kind of simulate the kick again. Okay, when your legs are fatigued and you're spending more time in the threshold zone here since the reps are longer, and the recovery is 90 seconds instead of 75 for the 1200s. Okay, 3-mile cool down. 12-mile rolling long run. Okay, we cut it by a mile on Saturday. 4 miles easy on Sunday. Okay, we got 2 weeks left. Monday, 6 miles. Tuesday, 3-mile warm-up drills and strides. 2 by 200 meter at tempo with a jog equal recovery. Now we're going to do the 1-mile time trial again that you did in the beginning of the season. We're going to see how much fitter you are. Okay, and this will also tell you how close you are on either end to the 17-minute goal. You might be closer to 17:15, or you might be 16:40 based on your 1-mile time trial. It gives you an idea on how to finish the season and how well you've responded to the training that you've been doing. Okay, aside from races, obviously, if you're incorporating races, but if not, the 1-mile time trial is a great thing to do in the beginning of the season and then at the end, because it gives you a real good idea how much you've improved. Take a 10-minute recovery afterward, active, get some fluids if you need to. Then 8 by 400 meter with a 1-minute recovery at 5K to 3K pace, so 82 to 78. Okay, per rep, cool down 3 miles. Just clockwork for the 5K for next week. 8 miles on Wednesday, 7 miles on Thursday, 5 by 50 meter strides afterward. Friday, 3-mile warm-up, drills and strides. 2 by 200 meter with a jog equal recovery at threshold. Then we're going to do a 3-mile tempo instead of 4. I'm going to cut it down a mile, 550 to 6 minutes per mile. Take a 3-minute recovery, and then we're going to do one 400-meter effort hard at the end, and then one 200-meter effort hard at the end. Take about 2 or 3 minutes after the 4, in between the 4 and the 2. Okay, the reps got shorter from 600 to 500 to 400, but they should be getting faster as you go along. You're getting sharper. 3-mile cool down. 10-mile rolling long run. We cut that back since it's the week before your key race. Off day on Sunday. Now, race week. 6 miles on Monday. Tuesday, 3-mile warm-up drills and strides. 2 by 200 meter at 5K pace, just to lock into the pace. Okay, with a jog equal recovery. Then we're going to run 6 by 600 with a 200-meter jog at 5K to 3K pace. Okay, which is 206 to 158 per rep. Just to lock into the pace. Just lock into the pace. Pace work, nothing crazy intense the week of your race. Volume's a little bit lower, okay, but nothing drastic. And then a 3-mile cool down. Because like I said, you don't want to make drastic changes at the end if you haven't done what you need to do all along the way, it isn't going to work. And even if you did do it, what you make drastic changes at the end, you won't have any time. You won't have enough time to adapt to them. All right. So there's consistency along the way. 7 miles on Wednesday, cross train day Thursday, 3 miles easy and some 50-meter strides on Friday, just to get the legs moving a little bit. Saturday, showtime, 3-mile warm-up drills and strides, your goal 5K race, and the 2 or 3 mile cool down just to get the legs cooling down, the heart rate back down. I do encourage you to run about 3 miles the day after just to shake out the legs because you'll have some junk in your legs, especially if you're running a big PR. And then you take a week off afterward. And if you want to learn about recovery, take a look at my videos as well. I'll post them in the description as well. So anyway, I hope this video was helpful. I hope that you notice some of the patterns and some of the consistency in the periodization. If you have questions or comments, leave them down below. I'd love to have a dialogue with the people who watch my videos. Again, if you like this content, you find it valuable, please click the like button and please click the subscribe button and then the bell next to it so that not only do I know you like the content, but I want to continue sending out good content. And the more likes and subscribers I get, the easier it is for me to do that. Okay, I want to take the time. I love doing this stuff, and I want to give back as much as I can to the sport that's been so good to me. And just as an FYI, I am a USATF certified track and field coach. I was a competitive runner and a coach for the last 20 years, and I am a Wharton certified musculoskeletal and flexibility therapist. The credentials are there, but I hope you find, credentials aside, the content is what's most important. Okay, and hopefully you find something in here that's helpful to you and useful to you. And again, please click that like, subscribe button, drop a comment. My Instagram page is blackbeltrunningcoach@gmail.com. Black Belt Running Coach. My email is blackbeltrunningcoach@gmail.com. If you need any personalized coaching or have any personalized questions, I'm more than happy to help out. Have a great season. Good luck, and I'll talk to you next time.